There are places in our communities where fresh, high-quality produce is hard to come by. They're called food deserts, and they exist all throughout San Diego County. Moving people from hunger to health means engaging children and teenagers and adults and the communities that surround them. This work is being done all across San Diego, all in an effort to provide people with healthy food options. Gardens connect people to food in a way nothing else can. Today we'll visit projects that grow food while growing stronger, healthier communities. I'm Nan Sterman. Welcome to A Growing Passion. It may not look like it, but I'm standing in a food desert. I'm in Oceanside, California, in a neighborhood where there are no fresh fruits or vegetables for sale within a mile. That's a problem, especially for low-income families whose children then are at risk of becoming obese, of developing diabetes, and other long-term health issues. Programs run by North County Community Services focus on the intersection of early childhood education and hunger. From Oceanside to Vista to Escondido, their 7 subsidized preschools serve 500 3- to 5-year-olds every year. In addition to learning colors and numbers, children explore fresh vegetables as part of a play-based lesson on making good food choices. North County Community Services turned this lot into part community garden and part production farm to supply their preschools. The garden has about a dozen 4-foot by 20-foot planting beds, half released out for a small fee to the community members who plant and maintain their own beds. The rest of the garden supports the preschools. So lettuce today?
Yep, lettuce.
Great, it looks beautiful. Wow, Abby, how long have these been in the ground?
These have been in the ground about 5 weeks.
So they're ready to go, huh?
Yep, they're ready to go.
Beautiful.
So what we're going to be doing today, instead of harvesting the whole heads, is we're going to be just harvesting the outside leaves.
And what's this produce going to go for?
This is going to go into some lunches, making salad for preschool kids at our 7 preschools.
Abby,
yes.
shall we pull this one out?
Yeah, let's go ahead and pull this one out. You can see the stem on the lettuce and the flowers on top. That means it's bolting, which it's going to be really bitter, and I wouldn't even want to eat it, let alone a preschooler.
The vegetables grown here are served to children whose families don't have easy access to fresh, quality produce. The gardens are overseen by Stan Miller. He's Executive Director of North County Community Services. Why is this important?
Well, we think this is part of our mission to provide access to fresh fruits and vegetables to this part of the community. Actually, where we're standing right now is what the USDA considers to be a food desert, which means essentially that you could walk a mile in any direction from this point and not have a grocery store or any kind of a market where you could access fresh fruits and vegetables.
This part is the community garden. Behind me is a production farm, the little mini farm. And how much of that, of what comes out of there, goes into the preschool?
Actually, 100% of that. Each year we produce between 3,000 and 4,000 pounds of vegetables. By and large, we think about what we're going to be planting and synchronize that with the menus that we provide at the preschools that we operate.
Oh my God, the scarecrow has a real mop head.
Yep, Miss Carrot.
Is she the guardian of the garden?
Yes.
I love that. Fresh produce goes from the farm to the preschool kitchen, where it's used for breakfast, snacks, and lunches. The lessons go beyond farm to preschool. Much of the produce grown here takes a side trip to San Marcos Mission High School, where students in the culinary arts program clean and chop and package it for the preschools. It helps the preschools, and it provides the high schoolers with practical training and volunteer credits.
We work together with a number of different agencies that work to alleviate hunger, and we do that through North County's Food Policy Council. It brings together all of the food banks in the county, together with the largest social service agencies that provide food to people, congregate meal providers, shelter operators, anyone who has anything to do with food, and brings them all to the table so that we can work together.
The Leach-Tag Foundation and their Food Justice Fellows aid the Policy Council by helping to build their nonprofit capacities.
We have a lot of different agencies that distribute food to the needy in North San Diego County. They have refrigerated trucks that use a lot of gas, and they all go to different grocery stores to pick up extra food that they can distribute. But we looked at the map and we saw that a lot of them were driving clear across the county to pick up food at a grocery store that was nearby another agency. So by just switching around where people are picking up their food, we're saving all the different agencies a lot of money and time that can go to more productive uses.
Moving a community towards healthy food options means starting early and making the best quality foods enticing for every age.
This garden is sort of a microcosm of what food justice really is. It's being able to make choices about the food you eat, being educated about the food you eat, and having access to food when you want it.
Putting a fresh salad on the plate of a child who it could be their only meal of the day, first of all, it provides them with an opportunity to make a healthy choice. And when you do that when a child is 3 to 5 years old, they're much more likely to adopt that habit and keep it their whole life.
Olivewood Gardens is located in one of San Diego County's oldest and lowest income cities. Here, the childhood obesity rate is among the highest in the nation. So it's the ideal location for an indoor-outdoor classroom where children and their parents can be hands-on and hands-in.
It's fun growing plants, you know? They're alive. Make sure it's one big line.
Well, what's unique about our program is that we're a garden-based nutrition education program. And what that means is that we're teaching kids about where their food comes from and how it grows. They're seeing that they need to put the nutrients into the soil and build the compost first. And then they watch as they take care of the plants, they seed them, they tend the plants, they watch them grow, then they harvest them and take them right into the kitchen and prepare healthy meals.
All right, so as we're covering them so that the soil holds the moisture against the seed and also hides the seed from the birds.
When the kids are doing it for themselves and they're feeling their hands in the earth and they're enjoying broccoli right off the plant, it's a much different experience than if we just handed them a piece of broccoli.
11 staff and more than 400 volunteers garden on several acres of land. In the last 3 years, more than 23,000 children and adults have attended Olivewood's programs. 3 times a year, local 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders come to Olivewood, often on foot. As they rotate through planting and harvest and cooking, they learn about health and about nutrition.
Hey, you guys know what the word nutrition is? Yes. What it means to be nutritious? Yes. Okay, we're going to learn about what that really means today.
Children learn every aspect of growing, from the carbon chain to the compost pile.
And you use some carbon dioxide, and you make cellular respiration.
Then it's time to dig and work with plants. Martha Prusinskas is Olivewood Gardens' head gardener. She's grown on this property for more than 20 years. So I understand that when you started the garden up there, it was really hard and compacted. How did you make that nice, soft soil?
Well, what we did is we just put tons of compost on it. This is the biodynamic composting, which is using dairy manure, straw, alfalfa, and all the greens from the property here.
Explain to me what biodynamic is when it comes to composting.
Well, biodynamics is using everything from your land, your garden, and putting it back into the compost pile. So what we use is the greens, then we bring in straw, and we do bring in dairy manure. And we make it 3 inches thick the layers, and we build it up until as high as it can go, and usually it's about 5 foot tall.
So this is like dozens of layers in here.
Yes, it is. And every layer is wetted down, and the pile is kept really moist, and if you feel it, you can feel the warmth that it's coming in there.
Oh yeah, it is really moist and it's kind of warm. So that's the bacteria and fungi digesting all of this organic matter.
So let's look at a pile that's a little further along.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, this one's already about 3 months old, and you can see how much lower it is. It's only about 4 feet, maybe 3.5 now.
So the organic matter is decomposing, and so it swings down.
Weighing down. And the chickens even use it for a little nesting haven in there.
And do you have a pile that you're actually harvesting now?
Yes, we do.
Oh, well, can
we always
see that?
we always have about 4 piles going at the same time.
Yeah, let's go look at that
here.
one. So this is
what it looks like when it's finished.
This is the compost.
Yeah, this is the compost when it's finished.
Wow.
This is the humus. This is where the nutrients are held in suspension, waiting for the roots to use it as food.
So this is ready to go. You're putting this in the beds now? And
yes.
This is why you have such wonderful, rich, fertile
gardens.
That's
right.
Great.
That's why it's so successful.
Great. Can I take some home?
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Olive Wood's hands-on kitchen program is where the harvest is turned into delicious, kid-friendly meals, all under the watchful eye of chef-educator Katie Christensen. On today's menu, veggie tacos.
We're trying to get the kids to become more adventurous eaters, to open their minds and their mouths, and start tasting and trying healthier foods.
Yummy, huh? So what do you think? How's it taste?
It tastes sweet and then it tastes sour.
At the same time?
Yeah.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Good.
I promise.
I promise.
To always and everywhere.
To always and everywhere.
Take one big bite.
Take one big bite.
Of everything.
Of everything.
And at the same time, we want to prepare their parents to be able to prepare healthy meals for them.
So today we're going to be making a quinoa and winter squash salad. What we have today is red quinoa. It's very high in protein, has great fiber. It's just one of the best things you can eat, and it's very easy to cook with.
Cooking for Salud, that means cooking for health, is more than just a cooking class. It's about changing attitudes and behaviors at home, too.
We came to this class because we are worried about the way we cook for our family, and we want to learn new ways and healthy way to cook for them. We want to make changes. We know that we have a lot of obesity problems between the community, and we want to do our part as we are the ones that cook at home.
And when you use these recipes at home, how does your family respond?
That's a good question.
She understood my question.
Yeah, that's everybody's question. When this food appears like magic at home, you need to deal and teach your family that they need to be open to taste new flavors, and that to teach them that it's something healthy, and that's the only way that we are going to learn how to make the changes. So little by little.
Do you? At Olivewood Gardens and Learning Center, children and families take small steps aimed at big changes in eating well and being healthy. It's a sad reality that for many families, fresh fruits and vegetables are too expensive or simply not available where they live. At the same time, there are backyard gardens where fruit trees and vegetable gardens produce more than their families can use. That's the situation that inspired the Backyard Produce Project here in Poway, California.
The project started in spring of 2009 when 2 school counselors came to a meeting of community members and said that with the financial crisis, more and more families in the school district were having trouble putting healthy food on the table. And we discussed what we could do, and no ideas were coming out until a dietitian from Head Start said, you know, it's too bad we can't get a hold of all that backyard produce that goes to waste and get it to these families. And it was like a light bulb went off, and we said, we think we can do that.
These from your garden?
These are not. These are from the neighborhood.
So you went around the hood, huh?
I walk around the hood
Wow, look at
and
that.
ask people, and they say yes.
That's really nice.
So we started very simply. We set up a table in the parking lot of a community center in Rancho Bernardo and put out the word and invited everybody to bring us their oranges and their grapefruits and so on.
Oh, thank you.
Those look
Are those
wonderful.
lemons
and oranges.
And people began calling saying, we have oranges, but we need somebody to pick them.
The Backyard Produce Project also organizes volunteers to pick extra oranges, avocados, and other fruits growing in local backyards.
There are too many people who are going hungry. There are too many children who don't get fruit, who don't get the citrus. I pick for those kids whose parents can't afford citrus. And I think that's why most of us pick too. We care enough. We know that there's a lot of people who have lived in this area for a long, long time, and they're getting older. They don't care about the fruit. Somebody has to have it. Us, we need it. We'll take it, we'll use it, we'll put it to good use.
One of our major donors, Sunshine Care in Poway, which is an assisted living, they have their own organic gardens where they use to feed their residents. The owner, Sam Stellatello, came to me and said, we have a piece of undeveloped property on our grounds. If you'd like to create a garden and grow produce for the project, we would donate the land and the water and the expertise of our Director of Horticulture. And so that had never been in our vision, and we created the garden, and it's just been wonderful ever since.
Volunteers come every day to tend a garden where they grow fruits and vegetables for others to eat.
And we're up to over 99,000 pounds of produce so far.
Oh my gosh. By the end of the year, we should reach 100,000. That is amazing.
All of this produce gets given away at free farmers markets around Poway and Rancho Bernardo. Becky Polinsky volunteers with Friends and Family Community Connections. She works in food distribution for the Backyard Produce Project.
My father was a master gardener, and we grew up with fresh produce on our dinner table all the time, and I know that makes a difference. We help about anywhere from 350 to 500 families each month with food resources.
You could pick 3 things from this table and plus a luchi. I like to make food with my mom, and my favorite food is a salad, so I like a chile. That's my favorite type of vegetable that I get to put in my salad.
Hot chili? Or sweet chili?
Sweet.
Sweet chili.
I like to eat oranges and mostly like bananas. Bananas can make you healthy, and oranges too.
How old are you?
8.
Wow, and how old are you?
7.
Whoa, you guys are big for 8 and 7. It must be all that healthy food you're eating, huh?
The organic nature of the Backyard Produce Project, as well as the expertise of the gardeners, brings forward some really beautiful vegetables and fruits. And people are very impressed that are picking and shopping here with what they're being offered, because this is not something they'd ever be able to shop for and afford.
The abundance from this community is a harvest of hope and a gift of empowerment that changes lives. The Backyard Produce Project shows how a community of caring people comes together and benefits everyone. San Diego Unified School District serves close to 1 million students. It's one of the nation's largest districts. And like schools across the country, the district has a weight problem.
San Diego may have the most perfect weather in the country. We're called paradise, but we still have the same childhood obesity problems as the rest of the country. Here, about nearly 1 in 3 children are overweight or obese. That's the same as the national average. We're doing a lot of innovative and systematic work here, but we still have a lot of work to be done.
2/3 of the district's students receive free or reduced price lunches. Many children from lower income families rely on school meals to meet most of their nutritional needs. They're the ones most likely to be obese. So serving quality food at school is critical for their health. City Heights is a large community in eastern San Diego, known for its immigrant population and for its ethnic diversity. Crawford High School reflects that diversity, as does its school garden. The garden is a living laboratory where cultures intersect. It's also a tool in Crawford's battle against obesity. Since its inception in 2006, Crawford's Garden to Cafe program has given student interns first-hand experience in organic gardening, sustainable practices, and healthy eating. Keegan O'Neill is the Youth Food Justice Coordinator for the International Rescue Committee. The IRC partners with Crawford High School, where Keegan teaches students about gardening.
Basic knowledge of how to grow food and being in touch with one's food system is just a human right, and it's something that goes without saying in most cultures. So it's really this notion of creating a healthy community for not only refugees who are resettled here, but all residents of City Heights. So urban agriculture projects like the Crawford High School Garden allow the students here to gain just job readiness. They're exposed to what it's like to hold a job and show up on time and be accountable. And they're also learning about where their food comes from. So we can harvest this broccoli also, but we want to keep these little babies because they'll fill in later. So let's just take the big ones off.
Students compete for 45 paid garden internships each school year. Once accepted, students are trained in organic gardening and sustainable agriculture, as well as nutrition, leadership, and other life skills. They become ambassadors for the rest of the school, spreading the gospel of good food.
And I want to be a chef when I grow up.
So you want to cook, you want to grow it and cook it?
Yes.
Both?
Yes, because I love organic food. To me, it tastes a lot sweeter. And you know, you grew it yourself. Kind of has sentimental value.
So we're harvesting red Russian kale. We're going to harvest that today, and then they'll be serving it in the salad bar tomorrow.
The produce is cleaned, then packed and delivered to the school kitchen. It's held to the same standard as produce from outside vendors. Ashley Cassatt is San Diego Unified's Farm to School and Garden to Cafe specialist. It's her responsibility to uphold these standards.
The protocol is actually we've worked with Department of Environmental Health, so when they fill out the protocol, the garden becomes a safe food source. And then they basically work really closely with food services, and they're ready to harvest after their site inspection.
We've got some fresh garden kale harvested here at the school by the garden club.
So the Garden to Cafe program is something I'm very passionate about, and it allows for a school garden at a school site within San Diego Unified to become certified so they can actually harvest their produce, the fruits and vegetables that's grown in their garden, and we can serve it on the salad bar in the cafeteria.
6 of San Diego Unified schools are Garden to Cafe certified. The program has the potential to improve the health of this entire generation.
You know, when we tell them that there's vegetables that were grown in the garden, in the cafeteria, the students get really excited to try what's been grown here by their fellow students.
San Diego Unified is committed to supporting local and statewide agriculture as part of their efforts to improve the quality of student lunches.
Our produce budget is $3.5 to $4 million. So we invest around 15% of this for San Diego local grown produce. And then the rest of our produce budget, we really try to aim to purchase California grown produce.
Featuring produce from school gardens along with locally sourced produce is changing the way students are eating and thinking about food.
There are 2 issues here.
The first issue is, what are we serving our kids? We want to be serving them plenty of fresh produce instead of hyper-processed grains and meats. And the second issue is, what kind of programming are we providing for them? Studies have shown that when you garden, you tend to eat better. School gardens and changing what's served in schools are interconnected, and they're totally essential for improving the health of our community.
A garden can be the ideal place to introduce people to delicious, fresh vegetables. Gardens move communities from hunger to health with food and justice for all. I'm Nan Sterman. See you next time on A Growing Passion. A Growing Passion thanks KPBS Television for their ongoing support, along with these generous underwriters.